Yes, recessed can lights installed in a shower stall must have ground fault circuit interrupter or GFCI protection. This requirement is a safety measure designed to prevent electrical shock in wet environments. The National Electrical Code, or NEC, sets the standards for electrical installations in the United States, and it mandates GFCI protection in areas where water is present. The specific sections of the NEC that address this requirement include those related to bathrooms and wet locations. These sections outline the types of circuits and equipment that must be GFCI protected to ensure safety. A ground fault circuit interrupter is a device that monitors the current flowing in a circuit. If it detects an imbalance between the outgoing and returning current, which indicates a leakage of current to ground, it quickly interrupts the circuit to prevent electrical shock. This is particularly important in bathrooms and shower stalls, where the risk of electric shock is high due to the presence of water. Recessed can lights, also known as recessed downlights, are lighting fixtures that are installed into a hollow opening in the ceiling. Because they are often placed in close proximity to the shower head, they are subject to moisture and water exposure. This proximity increases the risk of electrical shock if a fault occurs within the lighting fixture. Therefore, GFCI protection is required to mitigate this risk. There are several ways to provide ground fault circuit interrupter protection for recessed lights in a shower stall. Firstly, you can install a GFCI circuit breaker in the electrical panel that serves the circuit to which the lights are connected. This type of breaker will protect the entire circuit, including all outlets and devices connected to it. Secondly, you can install a GFCI outlet, also known as a GFCI receptacle, at the beginning of the circuit before the recessed lights. This outlet will provide protection for all downstream devices on the circuit. Thirdly, you can use a GFCI protected lighting fixture specifically designed for wet locations. These fixtures have built-in GFCI protection and are suitable for installation in shower stalls. It is essential to ensure that the GFCI protection is functioning correctly. You can test the GFCI device by pressing the test button on the device. This will simulate a ground fault and cause the device to trip, interrupting the circuit. You should test the GFCI protection regularly, typically once a month, to ensure that it is working properly. When selecting recessed lights for installation in a shower stall, it is important to choose fixtures that are rated for wet locations. These fixtures are designed to withstand moisture and water exposure without posing a safety hazard. They typically have sealed housings and gaskets to prevent water from entering the fixture. It is also important to follow the manufacturer's instructions for installation and use of the lighting fixtures. This will help to ensure that the fixtures are installed correctly and that they operate safely. The National Electrical Code is updated every 3 years, so it is important to stay up to date with the latest requirements. You can consult the NEC directly or consult with a qualified electrician to ensure that your electrical installations are compliant with the current code. In addition to GFCI protection, other safety measures can be taken to reduce the risk of electric shock in bathrooms. Firstly, you should avoid using electrical appliances near water. Secondly, you should never touch electrical devices with wet hands. Thirdly, you should regularly inspect electrical cords and outlets for damage. Fourthly, you should make sure that all electrical outlets in the bathroom are properly grounded. Proper grounding helps to provide a safe path for electricity to flow in the event of a fault. This can help to prevent electrical shock and reduce the risk of fire. If you are not comfortable working with electricity, it is best to hire a qualified electrician to perform the work. Electricians have the training and experience to safely install and maintain electrical systems. They can also help you to ensure that your electrical installations are compliant with the National Electrical Code and other applicable regulations. Improper electrical work can be dangerous and can lead to electrical shock, fire, or other hazards. It is important to take electrical safety seriously and to follow all applicable codes and regulations. By taking these precautions, you can help to protect yourself and your family from electrical hazards. In summary, ground fault circuit interrupter protection is required for recessed lights installed in a shower stall. This requirement is designed to prevent electrical shock in wet environments. You can provide GFCI protection by installing a GFCI circuit breaker, a GFCI outlet, or by using a GFCI protected lighting fixture. It is important to test the GFCI protection regularly to ensure that it is working properly. When selecting recessed can lights for installation in a shower stall, choose fixtures that are rated for wet locations and follow the manufacturer's instructions for installation and use. Stay up to date with the latest requirements of the National Electrical Code and consult with a qualified electrician if you are not comfortable working with electricity. By following these safety guidelines, you can help to ensure that your bathroom lighting is safe and compliant with applicable codes and regulations. It's always best to err on the side of caution when it comes to electrical safety, especially in damp or wet locations like shower stalls. Ensure all electrical work is performed in accordance with local codes and regulations, and when in doubt, consult a licensed electrician. GFCI protection is a critical safety feature, and its proper installation and maintenance are essential for protecting against electrical shock hazards. Moreover, ensure any lighting fixtures installed within or near a shower stall are specifically designed and rated for wet locations. This will further minimize the risk of water damage and electrical hazards. Regular inspections of all electrical components within the bathroom, including wiring, outlets, and lighting fixtures, can help identify potential issues before they become serious safety concerns. Replace any damaged or worn electrical components immediately to prevent electrical shock or fire hazards. Consider the following points for additional safety when dealing with recessed can lights in a shower. 1. Ensure the can lights are IC rated, meaning they are insulation contact rated. This ensures the fixture can be safely in contact with insulation without posing a fire hazard. 2. Use LED bulbs as they produce less heat compared to incandescent bulbs, reducing the risk of overheating. 3. Properly seal around the can light trim to prevent moisture from entering the ceiling cavity. 4. If you're unsure about any aspect of the installation, always consult with a qualified electrician. They can provide expert advice and ensure the work is done safely and in accordance with local codes. Remember that electrical codes and regulations can vary depending on your location. Always consult with local authorities or a licensed electrician to ensure your installations meet the specific requirements of your area. Taking these precautions will help create a safer bathroom environment for you and your family. Electrical safety should always be a top priority when dealing with any electrical installation, especially in areas where water is present. By following the guidelines and recommendations outlined in this discussion, you can significantly reduce the risk of electrical hazards and ensure your bathroom lighting is safe, compliant, and functional. Remember, when it comes to electricity, it's always best to be cautious and proactive in preventing potential safety issues.